Good morning. Today I want to talk about a couple of things. First, I want to show you what we sold over the weekend, both on eBay and Amazon. And then I want to show you what we found over the weekend at a couple of yard sales on Sunday. These would be our first post-virus yard sales. Pretty cool, huh? But first, may the 4th be with you.
That'd be my boyfriend. Happier playing his dopey Star Trek game with his friends than hanging out with me.
Wars.
What?
Star Wars, they get all cranky when you mix the two up.
What's the difference?
There's absolutely no difference.
Just kidding. I know the difference between Star Trek and Star Wars, obviously. And we'll talk about everything when we get back. Alright, welcome back. We're going to talk about eBay first. This was part of a Barbie lot that I had in my death pile or my profit pile, depending on which way you want to look at it, for a long time. The Jello Fun Barbie from 2001. Not a big sale. Had 2 of them, sold them for $10 each plus shipping. So I'm pleased to get them out of my inventory and out of my warehouse. One of them anyway, so that's sold. Now this is pretty cool. I've had these for a while. I got 3 of them. Now I only have 2. Someone finally bought one. I had them online for $25. They are basically little billboard models of Ringling Brothers for the Ringling Brothers Circus, which no longer really exists anymore. But I had it at $25. Guy gave me best offer for $20, and I jumped on it because, like I said, been in my inventory a while and glad to see it go. Wish the other 2 would sell. This is my best sell on eBay this weekend. It is called Watertown Records, and it is a local history book. Always pick up local history books. I mean, people do genealogical research, they look up family trees, they look up city information, and these books are short run, they're not mass produced, and when you see them, pick them up. They may not sell fast, but they will sell. I sold this one book that I picked up for $1. I sold it for $75. Not too shabby, huh? This sold too. It's a Sonic Blend antimicrobial sonic makeup brush. In this, with the virus going on, a antimicrobial sonic makeup brush sold pretty good. I paid it for $10, sold it for $25, I believe. Not a bad flip. Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas. 2 years ago, we found a store called the Movie Store that was going out of business. They sold new DVDs, used DVDs, and all kind of character merchandise, including lots of Nightmare Before Christmas and lots of other stuff. Well, they had their ongoing, sales. First week's 80% off, third week's 75, on and on and on. And I think we got there when everything was like 75% off. And we bought a few things because pretty good buys. Then we found out what their last day was. I had to work, but I sent Ella up there her and her brother up there on the last day, and the owners were eager to get out of there. They had to clear the building, and they said, we'll give you everything that's left for 10 cents a piece. We got all kind of Nightmare Before Christmas stuff. We got movie posters, we got DVDs, everything for 10 cents a piece. I mean, it filled up the car trying to bring it all home and more. It was just an amazing find, an amazing buy, and everything's still selling today. So this is a Nightmare Before Christmas paperweight. Got bunches of them to sell. Selling for $5 plus shipping each, and that's a good bargain. It was a good sell and a good buy. I also had one sale on Etsy this weekend. Don't sell a lot on Etsy. Don't have a lot listed on Etsy, so that stands to reason. But I have a lot. I try to put everything up, and when I have vintage stuff, I'm trying to cross list it with eBay and Etsy at the same time. So This was not one of those, but I did list it on Etsy, and I'm surprised that it sold because Etsy is not a place that you would normally go to find penthouse magazines. I know a lot of people turn up their nose at the men's magazines, but these are bolos as well. You know, your average everyday Playboy, not so much. But when they have stars in it, Pia Zadora, Miss America, the Jimmy Swaggart story. So these are all very collectible. So if you see something and you recognize someone on the front and you get it cheap, chances are it's a pretty good buy, and chances are someone else is going to want it. Got a funny story to tell about Playboy magazines. In college, Playboys were kept behind the counter at the college library. And in researching some things, some of the things I cited were taken from Playboy magazines, or could be found in Playboy magazines. So I had to sheepishly go up to the counter and ask for the certain edition of Playboy, because this time I really did want to look at the articles. Yeah, I know you're shaking your head, you don't believe me, but yeah, I wanted to look at the articles. I won't say I didn't flip through the rest, but I had to see the articles. So the lady behind the counter working in the library was a friend of mine, female friend of mine. So I had to go ask this woman to give me the Playboy magazines that I needed for my research. Now I know you don't believe that, but why else would I sit in the college library looking at Playboy magazines? So she went and got my magazines, and she sort of looked at me sideways when she handed them off to me. And I sheepishly went back to my table to do my research. And so after a while, I was done. I took the magazines back to the counter, and she was still there, unfortunately. And she looked at me and says, "Are you through lusting through these magazines yet?" I just didn't know what to say after that. It sort of embarrassed me. I could feel the color rising in my face. But she was kidding, but people really do read Playboy magazines and Penthouse magazines for the articles, despite the running joke. Okay, aside. I also sold some items on Amazon. I sold, CD that's been in my inventory a long time. A martial arts DVD. This one, I bought a whole box full 4 or 5 years ago. My idea was to sell them in our antique booth, with our DVDs. And as you can see, I put a price tag of $5. It's hard to see the reflection. $5 on this DVD. Well, they didn't sell in the booth. And 1 or 2 might have sold, I don't know, but overall they just did not sell in the booth. So I turned around and listed them all online individually. This one sold, which I had for $5 in the booth. These are now selling for $22 on Amazon. I think I'm making more money this way, don't you think? Okay. All right, otherwise, just a few random books sold on Amazon. There were 7 of them this weekend. Some old ones, some fairly new ones. Some how to vegetable in Georgia, how to grow vegetables in Georgia. Book about bodybuilding, I'm assuming. And books on guns. Gun books sometimes sell well. You have to look them up, and because some of them are penny books, but if you have the time, look up the books, and you might find a jewel within all the rocks, so to speak. So always pick up the books. Oh yeah, I also sold some more books on eBay. Almost forgot about these. There was someone posted on one of the Facebook groups about, do you box up your items after you list them? And a lot of people said no, they never boxed up their items before they list them. They will just not have room to do that. Well, I don't box up all my items before I ship them, obviously. You just saw them. But on certain things, like bunches of books, I will go ahead and box up because these are definitely easy to store. These are Forgotten Realms books. I've had them for a while. There's like 8 of them. I think I sold them for like $12.99 plus shipping. Not a big sale, but they are now out of my inventory, which is the main thing. So those are my sales for the weekend. I know it's fast and furious, but not everybody wants to spend all day listening to what someone else sold. But I thought I'd give you an idea of what sold. And now I'm going to show you what we purchased this weekend to sell. And when I tell you, I've told you before to always check the books. And I'm going to reiterate that fact and show you what I found right now.